Howdy guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching. My name is Travis Compton and I'm coming to you guys with another Power BI quick tip today. Now, obviously we're looking at the dashboard I made in a previous video, and in that video, I mentioned that I don't really use cards at work anymore. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to show you guys what I use instead as an alternative to cards. So let's get started. Now, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna duplicate this page. Just gonna quickly rename it because I don't like how long it is. Just going to leave the D there so I know it's a duplicate. Obviously, we need to get rid of these cards because, well, we're not using them today. We don't really use them a lot these days. And I'm going to move this over here just to give us some space to work with how I typically would format a dashboard like this. Move our picture down. Thank you, Wii Sports, for being a trooper. There we go. Now, if you're wondering what I use as an alternative to cards, it's not a multi-row card. It's actually Smart Narrative. Now, it's pretty interesting. I don't know a lot about Smart Narrative. When I looked it up, I saw a lot of people using it, well, for the function that Smart Narrative gives here. But honestly, no one in my company would ever read this on a dashboard. Dashboards are mainly more for like the pretty pictures and the quick points. So we're going to go ahead and just get rid of all that text. And funny enough, too, I used to call this a dynamic note. I didn't even know it was called Smart Narrative for the longest time. So just some funny facts. Now, what we're going to do here, basically what we're going to do is plus value. This is everything you do with Smart Narrative. So this kind of be the title of this dashboard. So where you need the name of the game we're doing, and there it is, Wii Sports right there. You can even name your value right here if you'd want, but I don't know why anyone would want to do that. There we go, Wii Sports. Let's format this, center and bold, make it really big so everyone knows this is the title. And then from here, we can start doing like our variables or your KPIs or whatever you want to call them. So I'll come over here. There we go. Let's do obviously genre. That's like one of the first ones we looked at. So I'm going to just add this descriptor here so everyone knows what we're looking at. Put it in bold, plus value, and then literally just genre. Whoops. There we go. And there's your result right there. It gives you a preview. Save it. Come in here, highlight it so we can make it bigger. And then we could even do something like, I don't know, let's do Japan sales. Format it correctly like we did with our other one. Plus value. I think it's kind of funny. You just type in, it autofills for you. There's not even the underscore here. This is dollars, so we can actually, change our data type right here to dollars. Save it. Perfect. Bold. Excuse me, we don't want it bold actually, but we do want it bigger. We can clean this up a little bit more too. Maybe center it, and then maybe bullet it. So yeah, you could list your whole KPIs, your descriptors. I'm obviously not going to do that because it's basically the same thing. This is kind of how I would format it. Again, this works a lot better than cards in my opinion, especially if you're strapped for space. A lot of times I've done a lot of dynamic notes like this. Excuse me, Smart Narrative. See, I'm still used to it. Or I'll do something to the extent to like this, where I'll have like the title here, and then I'll have the variables listed like this. I think it just gives it a cleaner look. And obviously you could do a lot of editing. You can edit the color, you could, whatever you want to do. There's so many options. So just to get a look at it, we'll see another game just so we can kind of watch it change. So it's a platform. You see it changes right here. So that's something, a good note to keep in mind, that those do tend to change. So there we go. That's it. Smart Narrative. Oh, you know what? I actually have a bonus for you guys here because life is not always as easy as just typing in genre or sales and it pops up. Sometimes we want some better descriptors than that, right? A lot of times I'll use this to get like the average of something or the maximum. So I'll show you guys that real quick. Let's start with the average global sales. Just make this look nice. Let's actually make that a little bit smaller. Add a value here. And typically what you would think you would have to do, because in most languages, it's just AVG and then your variable. close your parentheses. And Power BI is actually really tricky with that because it lets you type this in and it gives you a results. And obviously if you didn't know this was incorrect, you would just assume it's true and you wouldn't actually even know it's incorrect until you came to get your maximum and notice that it's the same exact variable or value. So from there, you have to go back to the chopping block, figure out what happened. And it's actually a way easier solution than I would have ever thought. It's just global sales. And then you just, hey, I want the average of that. Type in average, and there you go. Change your data type, save it, come in here. Whoop, not there. Oh my gosh. Don't do this to me. Try to make it formatted up a bit if I can get it. There we go. That is one of the more frustrating things sometimes. It's tough to grab it and highlight it. And there you go. Oh my gosh. And we don't even want it to be bold, right? There we go. And last but not least, we'll just do the max so you can see one more. I'm sure y'all got it from that first one, but just in case, right? Max. And be careful here. This is also why I show this. You would naturally think because I copy and pasted that name that it might also copy and paste the value here. This is still, you'll see it's still underlined, or this is still this value right here. So you actually need to come back plus value. There's been so many times where I've edited or deleted a whole variable by doing that. So always keep an eye out for that. You definitely don't want to be deleting stuff if you can avoid it. That's obviously very frustrating. So the max, there you go. And it's as simple as that, guys. So hopefully something like this will help you. Maybe this is something you can include in one of your dashboards in the future to help save space, because obviously you can really run out of space really fast in a dashboard, especially if you're trying to show a lot of information. So hopefully this was useful. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. Appreciate y'all so much. Bye.